around a schools challenge course, we've tried to get a schools challenge, the way the TSC works, we've tried to make it work like a discipline. Unless you can shoot 50 out of 50 on that schools challenge course, there's no point moving on to something really hard, because every single target on that schools challenge course is a hard target in a competition. Now, take Richard Folds, best shot. He goes out and he kills all the easy stuff. And that is what will build your score, to kill that golden nuggets. There's a guy called Steve Welton, really incredible shot. He used to shoot double trap. He once said to me, he said, the best thing I ever did was I conquered on DTL. He shot more DTL 100 straights than anyone else. Steve Welton went in to win double gold at the Commonwealth Games. But he did that grounding first, which made him really good up here. So there's no point throwing yourself in an Olympic discipline until you've got those domestic disciplines sorted and gained. And the instructors have got to know how those domestic disciplines work. Somebody said to me, Ian Cody used to say, his wording when he used to have his training days, with us all sat down, we always used to say, oh, we're going out shooting sporting, we're going shooting a CPSA registered sporting. Oh, you're going edging and ditching then. Which in a way is right. If you go to an Olympic discipline or a domestic discipline or Lenato or something like that, it's all really concrete, it's lovely, it's professional. Sporting is very edging and ditching. It's going around, it's in a field, and I know all the shooting grounds are like that. Same with our cafe. I'd love to get our cafe like Lenato's cafe, but it's got to make it work. We've got to move the shooting on professionally, and that will start at the instructors, coaches, that sort of thing, to move people on. So I've used quite a few names there. Next time you look at some of you, when you go around, you look at some of the top shots, you look at them and compare them to the likes of Richard, compare them to the likes of Steve Walton, Pete Wilson, and you look at what they've done and you look at how they've got there. And that is, it amazes me. And okay, I'm like I am. I've worked hard. I've spent thousands of pounds on shooting when I was younger. But it's because I've had a father that's pushed me and pushed me and pushed me. And he said to me, you can't teach until you've got that knowledge. You imagine how much Richard's family have spent on shooting from when he was 12 years old. So, and that is where it's got to be. And you can see why some of these instructors and somebody get sort of annoyed by the other people, because they come in, they've done a couple of years, and then they demand that like they're an instructor. But they haven't put half in that some of these other people have put in. Steve Walton spent thousands of pounds on it. Dan Martin, okay, he now owns Austin Shooting Grounds. Him and I, we went to school together. He put so much work in. He kept pushing and pushing. He wanted double trap. He shot for GB in double trap. He worked hard right from school level right the way up. And all the top instructors or the top coaches are people that work hard. You've got Jo Neville. Okay, everyone knows she coaches Amber Hill. You've got Philip Thorold. You've got my father. You've got Ian Coley. You've got Martin Barker. Okay, they're all the older generation, but look at the work that they've done. Philip Thorold has shot thousands of cartridges. Jo Neville, probably one of the best coaches that we've got in this country, worked really hard. But when he was younger, he spent thousands of pounds on shooting, got out of there. And that's what we've got to do. And that's what the organisations, the APSI, the BASC, the CPSA, that's what they've got to look on, is that experience we've got. Paul Bentley, another one, Olympic skeet shot. And that's where you've got to go. And when you're looking at coaches and when you're looking at people to go out and have lessons with, just think about, talk to them, what they've done, think where they've gone, think how they've developed themselves to develop you as an athlete. And think what they're saying. So, again, Chloe, John Paul, started her off. She came up. The reason why she likes the way I teach is because I teach her about the whole aspect of shooting. Not just the pulling the trigger, it's the whole aspect of winning that Olympic gold medal or something in sporting or in the domestic disciplines. And that's why I try and talk people into shooting those domestic disciplines and those Olympic disciplines, because it's the professional side of shooting. And that, to me, is where shooting has got to go and where instructing has got to go. You go and look at other sports and look at what the coaches have done. And they're coaching, but they're coaching to that high level. But they know when their limitations are. The coaches also, the top coaches, will bring in psychologists. They'll bring in sports fitness. Biggest thing that helped me when I was shooting is I went down the gym for 3 days a week. I've got somebody to help me with my fitness. I've got a personal trainer. Now, a lot of people say, oh, you don't need to be fit to be shooting. You talk to Pete Wilson. He went down hours and hours and hours a week, spending the week down the gym. That is what helped him get the whole basic. And it's the whole package. And that's why Pete went to Ahmed, to abroad, to go and train to win that Olympic gold medal. And yes, it does. It costs an absolute fortune to get to the best and to be the best. And a lot of these people, they are the sort of people that is attention to detail is 100%. And attention to detail from a coach or an instructor's point of view is where it's got to start. And that's what it's got to start. You look at those people and those boys and girls that lined up on that top 5 to win that car on Saturday. Every single one of them put that attention to detail in place. They put their whole heart and soul into winning that. And you look at what they've done in a year or 2 years. You look at how much, and that's why some of them, when they don't win that, they end up crying. They end up not happy. They get over it and it pulls it back again. The best people that can do is when you fail, the best thing you can do is failure makes you push on and do more. And that sometimes failure is the best thing you'll do. And that's why I always get people to read that book, Will It Make the Boat Go Faster? I know it's about rowing, but that book is exactly what it took Matthew Pinson to win that Games. And in sporting, you just don't get that. You've got to look at the whole package. And that is why you will see is the people that come from the disciplines, like Richard Folds, generally are the best sporting shooters. Because they've put that attention to detail on the little triangle down the bottom. They've put the attention to detail down here. So up here in a few years' time is easy. And that is where you've got to be. Build that triangle, build that basics, build that knowledge that you can get into that triangle. And if you do that, the more you do that stepping up here, the more the top will come quicker. We saw 2 people that won a car within a year. The reason why is they got that attention to detail. And that is the biggest, most important thing you can do. Make sure that attention to detail is correct. I'm not going to say go out to shoot to enjoy it, because you've got to. All of those, they all enjoyed it. They all had fun. They all enjoyed it, had fun, had a smile on their face. But they put that work in at the bottom.